We are here on behalf of the entire Board of Directors, the 118 volunteers who make all this possible day in and day out throughout our season, and the 356 children ages 3 through 12 who play baseball and softball at Northeastern Park every spring, summer, and fall, just to say thank you. I don't think this board needs to know the benefits that this investment will have in our kids, in our families, and the economy of the town of Easton and the entirety of Talbot County. This is going to transform the baseball and softball experience, not only for our current players, but also for future generations. It's going to create a safer and more family-friendly environment both during and after the ball games. And what we experienced last year, this very month, from last year's successful state tournament, when hundreds of families and players came to Northeastern Park to enjoy a week of elite baseball from Elkton and Delmar to Hagerstown and Bethesda. People are going to come, not to borrow a trite phrase from the movie Field of Dreams, but people will come to Northeastern Park for travel ball tournaments, for Little League tournaments, for instructional camps. This creates an entirely new market space for what is already the finest athletic complex on the Midshore, and I would dare say the entire Eastern Shore. So
I don't plan to be before you too long. I just wanted to see where you all were with the recommendation that the park board sent in to have a dog park in the RTC Park property. I'd just like to move forward if we're ready on your end.
And before we answer that as a council, how do you see this moving forward? What are the next steps?
First of all, if you do approve it, we can start with my planning phases. We're going to look to put a football size, the size of football, into the RTC Park, and it's going to be set aside, fenced in for dogs to play, and we'll put those amenities in there as well. I have a group that I will be working with and listening to and talking with them as well, but it will be planned on the town's part. All the funding will be going through the town of Easton, and I think that the group, they're really a good group, so I think that they understand, and I see us just moving forward if it's approved here.
Lorraine, I attended the park board meeting where we made the determination, the park board did make the determination that the location would be on the east side. If you looked at Fred Frederick Chrysler, from the end of that property.
Yes.
So you'd actually could park in the parking lot, cross rails to trails, walk past the equipment and where we have the restrooms, and then follow that trail up to the back end. And so that would be segregated in the sense that it would be away from the majority of the park, because I know the park board was concerned they wanted to be able to do some more things in the park, youth-oriented, and so they thought that would be a good location.
That's correct.
From the time of the council, if the council gives approval, what's the timeline on the work that has to be done before the park opens?
Right now, we don't have, do not have a direct time, but just as soon as you tell us that that's okay, I'm running to get started on it.
And Rick Van Emberg did a really good job of laying it out and talked about how he can take water and everything else. And I know I've met with Lorraine and Rick, and friends of the Easton Dog Park are here to support it. And we've talked about fundraising. And Mr. Ford has asked me to kind of be the liaison, being it's in Ward 1, to work with the groups. And I've said I'd be more than happy to do that, work with Lorraine.
So what is required of us legislatively?
I think she's looking for a motion tonight that would approve and allow her to
approve the recommendation from the park board for the siting of the dog park on the RTC property.
Yes.
I'd make that motion.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Time to start running.